Hey friends, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for joining me for a class today. Now I have got a lovely 25-minute bar class just for you. We will be working in more of a parallel position. A lot of times if you join me for a ballet class, we do turned out, but this is a fun one with parallel where we're really going to talk about those inner thighs, keeping everything nice and engaged. Great for toning and shaping our legs. So roll out your mat. Let's get started. Okay friends, we will begin standing, and honestly you don't even have to be on a mat if you really don't want to. I just happen to have mine out already, but I want you to have your feet either about hip distance apart or together and stand up a little taller and straighter. Hands on your hips just so you can see what's going on there today. Are we kind of slouching over to one side? If not, you bring that hip back in place, pull your belly button in. Take a moment here and almost imagine that I've come up behind you, I've grabbed hold of your ears, and I've lightly pulled them up to the sky just so you can lengthen through your spine a little bit more. Draw your low belly in, your ribs closed, but keep your shoulders broad and open. Take a great big inhale, big deep breath out. And then from here, all I want us to do is drop our chin to our chest and then look straight forward again. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, bring yourself upright. 2 more, just like that. And then this next time, instead of just dropping your chin to your chest, we'll bend our knees and roll forward a little bit, and then roll everything up. Take your gaze back upright again. Exhale, belly button in as you nod and bend lightly forward. Inhale all the way back up. A couple more times, slow and steady, just like that. And then this next time, let's roll forward and stay for a moment. You can release your hands from your hips, but notice as you do that, did your shoulders just glide up to your ears? Could they stay down your back? And then take a great big inhale here, and as you exhale, I want you to bend the knees even more, drop your head further, and roll as far as you can. You may or may not touch the ground. There's no need to push yourself any deeper than what you'd like to do. When you arrive at the bottom of your forward fold, take a moment, hollow your tummy, broaden your shoulders. Let that head be heavy. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Hands can stay down by your sides or at your hips if that helps you stay upright. But from here, we're just going to drop our right ear to our right shoulder, bring our gaze right back up. Drop your ear over, bring your head upright. 2 more. Last one. And then same thing to the other side for 4, 3, 2, last one. Now this time over to the right again, but we'll bend our knees and let our head kind of fall to one side. You can think of your body as a little candy cane shape, kind of going over and across rather than just straight on down to the side. Let's do 2 more here. And last one to this side. And then 4 to the other side. So I think of my hand being super duper heavy. It's almost like I'm holding something really heavy and it's being yanked down to the ground and the rest of my body has to follow. 2 more right here. Bend, reach it over, bring it up right. Last one, bend, and then all the way up. Now we're gonna take a little forward fold, that little mini one, and I want you to roll over to the right. Open up your chest, keep rounding all the way around. Think of kind of going around the world. When you get to center, go to the left. Now you could go all in one direction over and over again, but I find I get a little dizzy if I do more than one to one side at a time. So maybe just back and forth, once or twice more to each side, opening up your upper body a little bit. Waking up, no hurry, no rush. Come onto center, roll yourself all the way upright, bring your hands to your hips, low belly up and in, take a big inhale. Exhale, zip up your legs if you haven't already and put a little bend in your knees. Now I'm gonna spin this way. You can face whatever direction you want to, but I want you to really see what's going on in my low back. This is an easy place for us to dump forward. We don't want our little tushy to stick out. We wanna pull it in. We wanna lengthen through our low back while we keep broadening through your chest. And from here, all I want you to do is lift and lower your right heel for about 8 times, up and down, and almost imagine that there's a little piece of gum underneath your heel, and it is hard to pull it up, and it is just as hard to set it right back down. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Now 8 to the left for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now back to the right, and as we go up and down, really start to focus on what's going on with your hips. If you need some extra support and you want to grab either a chair, maybe come up to a wall, you go right ahead. Drop that right heel, 8 to the left for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this time, we're going to lift our right heel, but instead of just the heel, we're going to lift and kick our toe out front and set it right back down. So kick and release. Kick it and bring it down. And notice when you kick, I could do this and I could let my leg be really floppy, but instead I'm almost imagining that there's a big old weight on top of my toe, and that last little bit, oh my goodness, it is so hard to kick that toe away. And do notice what's going on in your shoulders, your hips. Ideally, we want to keep them nice and level the entire time, just like we were before. Last one, and then over to the left side. About 8 to this side. And if it's not quite perfect, who cares? We are imperfect beings. You're never going to be totally even from side to side. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Now set both heels down, put that little bend in your knee, pull your belly button up and in. I really want you to lengthen through the back of the body. Take your hands out to the side if you can. Again, if you need to hang on to a wall, to a chair, a counter, that's great. But from here, we are going to lift our right heel, and then instead of just kicking it out, we are going to kick and hold, and then let's hold here for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly draw it back in. Set that toe down. Again, kick it and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it right back in. One more time. Kick it and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot in. Set your heel down. Same thing to the other side. Kick and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Now, of course, we've got so much going on with our legs, but I want you to think of pulling your belly button back in. Last time, bring it down, and then kick it out and again, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your foot down, sink a little deeper, zip up your inner thighs. It's like you've got the tightest pencil skirt on, or for my friends who don't wear skirts, a great big rubber band around your outer thighs. Pull your belly button up and in. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, close your arms, hug an imaginary circle. Inhale, slowly open. Exhale, hug, bring it in. Inhale, slowly open. 3 more, hug, bring it in. Inhale, slowly open. 2 more, hug, bring it in. Inhale, little open. Last one, hug and hold. We're hugging a great big imaginary beach ball. I want you to set yourself a little deeper, and we are going to pedal through our feet. And notice as I pedal here, my head is not bobbing up and down. I am trying to keep my chest, my hips, my head at the same level. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Set both heels down. Now this time we are going to go up and down. So I want you to stand up, lift a heel up nice and high, and then you're going to lift the opposite, drop it down, lift and lower. So this time my head is going up and down, up and down. Try and keep your hands in the same spot. Maybe bring them to your hips if that's better, or off to the side. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel nice and tall, nice and secure. Let's do 3, 2, 1. Set both heels down, low belly in. Draw those ribs together, and now we're going to keep our head at the same level for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up, lift your heel, up and down we go. 5, and 4, and 3, 2, last one. Set the heels down, tone the low belly, sink a little deeper, lift your heel. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up tall, lift your right heel. Last one. 5, and 4, and 3, 2, Last one. Sink both heels down, draw your low belly up and in, broaden your shoulders side to side. From here, I want you to hinge ever so slightly forward, just the teeniest, tiniest amount. Pull that low belly up and in, lengthen through your low spine, and from here, I want you to touch your right foot back. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, touch your toe back. Exhale, pull it in. Touch that toe back. Exhale, pull it in. Touch it back. Exhale, pull it in. Last one, touch it back and stay. Now, instead of having our head, our chest at that diagonal line, I want you to bring yourself upright. Do you see that small adjustment? Before, I was kind of lightly hinged forward. Now I'm upright. Zip up through the front of your body. Tone the belly a little bit more. We've got a little forced arch going on in the back of our foot, and I'm flat-footed in my front foot, which is my left side. If you're on the wrong side, doesn't matter. And all we're gonna do from here is go down and up, down and up. And now as we go up and down, notice, are you letting your knees kind of go wonky? We still want that feeling of our inner thighs pulling towards one another, like we've got that tight pencil skirt around the middle of our thighs. Now last one, go down and stay. Hold right here for a moment. Pull your belly button up and in. Notice, is all your weight in your front foot? We want it even between our front, or between both of our feet, because I want us to lift our heel up and drop it down. Lift our front heel up and drop it down. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Now, can you lift that heel up and stay? If you feel a little wobbly, a little wiggly, that is okay. I want you to imagine that you've got some very tall stilettos on. Maybe they're purple and sparkly or whatever color you want to, but lift those heels up high. Pull your low belly up and in, and we're gonna go do some little mini up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, tone your belly. Keep that heel up if you can. If you need to set it down, you always can. Take a great big inhale. Set the heel down. And then we're going to do our slow up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and hold. Tip yourself forward, pull your belly button up and in, broaden through your chest, take a big inhale. Now exhale, pull your toe in, inhale, send it back. Exhale, pull your toe in, inhale, send it back. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Set that heel down, zip up your inner thighs, keep that little tilt we had going on, and then we're gonna take our left foot back, zip it up. Take your left foot back, zip it up. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Now set that foot back and stay. Bring your shoulders over your hips, tone the belly. Imagine you've got a tight belt around the small of your waist. Maybe we keep our hands on our hips, or maybe this time we take them out to the side just to see what happens, what goes on different. Then we're gonna go down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and hold. Remember, is all of our weight forward, or do we have it even between our front and back foot? We want it even so we can lift and lower our front heel. Just take that heel up and down. And just like we did in our pedal earlier, our head should not be bobbing up and down. We're not doing a little chicken dance here. We want to keep our head at the same level, our chest and shoulders as well. 3 and 2. Last one. Oh, you know it's coming, right? It's those little mini bounces, so they don't have to be big at all. And if it feels too much for your knees, maybe just hold here. That's a wonderful alternative. But let's go ahead and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Take a moment here. Think of zipping your inner thighs together, broadening your shoulders. Put a smile on your face, even if we're wobbling. Who cares? We're not statues. You're never going to be completely still. Drop and lift the heel for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and hold. Tone those inner thighs together. Think of lengthening through your low back. Broaden your shoulders. Kiss your shoulder blades together. And then let's bring our hands to our hips. Oh, nope, we can keep them out or to our hips. Either way is perfectly fine. But go ahead and drop that front heel, and we're going to go down and up, down and up. You got it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Stay down, low belly in, hands to our hips. Now do tip forward, zip up. Now I know sometimes it looks like we want to look straight down, but do you see what happened to my neck when I did that? So instead of looking straight down, look at the diagonal line. I'm kind of looking at like where my floor meets my wall, and that's a good angle for me. If I'm straight up, then I've lost that long line in my back. So we want to keep our spine as long as we can. Now let's pull our back heel in for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Set your heel down, bring your shoulders over your hips, pull your belly button up and in. Take a great big inhale, big breath out. Lift your right heel up. Think of drawing your inner thighs together. This is an easy spot where maybe our hips came out of alignment. Maybe you're letting your left tushy kind of hang on off to the side. We want to keep them nice and even. Pull that belly button up and in. Now I know this is kind of a funny one. It's going to be a very teeny tiny movement, but it's some low abdominal engagement. I want you to imagine that someone just came and fish hooked your belly button. The minute that I think about that, I ever so lightly I even hesitate to say tuck, but I engage my low belly so much that I lengthen a little bit more through my low back. It's very similar to that feeling of imprinting your spine if you've done a Pilates class with me, but it's a very small, ever so small tip of your pelvis forward, just so we can engage those low abdominal muscles. Keep that feeling there. Draw your inner thighs towards one another. Hands on our hips or off to the side, and all I want us to do from here is kick our toe up and lift your knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that knee up, tone the belly, tip the pelvis a little bit more, scoop that belly, cinch your waist, take a great big inhale, set your toe down. Let's do it again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, tone that belly, scoop, scoop, scoop. Oh, it's that fish hook feeling in your belly button. Last little set for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold for a moment, set your foot down, take a moment, adjust, let your hips wiggle out if you need to, zip up through the front of your body, lengthen through your low back, hands off side to side, and then again lift your left heel and notice, did your right hip go out of place? Say, nuh-uh, not gonna do that today. Bring both hips in line with one another. It's like if there were little strings attached to your hips, they would be reaching out at the same direction on either side, not going wonky from one side to the other. Find that feeling, tone your belly, and then it's, that fish hook feeling. It's my deep, deep low belly muscles really engaging, turning on so much that I must take the tiniest little tip forward, lengthening through the back of my spine as much as I can. And let's do that little toe kick, knee lift for 5, 4, exhale on the way up, 2, 1, hold. Take a moment here. If you're wobbling, that's okay. Put a smile on your face. If you have fallen over, who cares? I fall over constantly, I assure you. Again, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Imagine that rubber band around your inner thighs, still trying to pull them towards one another. It is hard to keep your leg up. Last set for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Tone that belly. Draw your low ribs in. Keep scooping, scooping, scooping through your low back. Take a great big breath. Set your foot down. Sink your heels away. Give your hips a little wiggle, a little shake. Slowly stand up tall and straight. Hands to our hips and take about as wide a stance, a little bit wider than your hips. Our legs are parallel like we've been doing all day. Put a little bend in your knees, low belly up and in. Take a great big breath. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest, bend the knees a little bit more, and roll yourself all the way down. Bend the knees a little deeper and roll yourself all the way up. 2 more, chin to chest, bend the knees, drop, roll all the way down. 1 more time, all the way up. Now this time we're going to roll ourselves all the way down and stay. Take your hands to your mat, fan your fingertips nice and wide, deeply bend your knees. And now I want us to walk our feet back, but not let those hips swivel side to side. We've been talking about that all day. We want to keep them level. We want to keep them even. So take some teeny tiny steps until you make it all the way to your to a plank pose. And then from here, this is that same feeling of scooping the belly, of fish hooking your belly button so we can lengthen through the small of our back. I can't tell you how often I see people lift up their tushy right here. That is just no good. We want to lengthen through the back of our spine, press away from the ground, broaden those shoulders. You've still got that pencil skirt on or that great big rubber band around your outer thighs. Tone your tummy in. Let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink your knees down. Sink back into a great big child's pose. Give yourself a little moment or two, and then slowly roll yourself up. Let's take our feet out in front of us. Sit tall and straight on your mat. If we need a bend in our knees, that's okay. But after all that work, let's give the back of our legs a little stretch. Hands to the tops of your thighs, or even to the side of your mat if you prefer, but belly button in, top of the head high. Reach your fingertips all the way up. Lightly internally rotate your pinkies and imagine I'm holding onto your wrist and I am guiding you all the way up. Take a big inhale. Exhale, a little hinge forward. Reach past your toes if you can. Take another breath. Exhale, maybe deepen the hinge. Doesn't have to be very far at all. You can get a lovely big stretch right here. 1 more time. Now exhale, hinge, and then forward fold over the legs. It's that same feeling from earlier where we're scooping our belly, we're lengthening through our low back, and we just happen to be forward folding as we do so. Gently roll yourself all the way up. And then from here, let's open our feet a little bit wider than our mat. Not a great big straddle by any means, but just a bit wider. I want you to actively flex your feet. And then, this is the only time we've done in class, I'm gonna let us rotate our legs away. Now, do you notice that when I rotate, I'm not trying to force it from my ankles or my knees? This rotation comes from my inner thighs. It's like someone just came up here and rotated my whole thigh out rather than thinking about the heels or the knees. They just move because of my upper thigh. That's where that internal rotation happens. That also helps us to protect those very delicate and precious joints of ours. You can point or flex the toes, whatever feels better. But again, lift your fingertips up nice and high and then draw those ribs in. Do you see? I was popping my ribs out. I do it too. You're not alone. Now from here, I want you to turn to face towards your right leg. Same thing that we did with our legs straight out in front of us. Lift up, pretend I'm holding onto your fingers, and then reach past. It's like you're trying to reach towards the corner of your room where your wall meets your ceiling. Take another breath, maybe deepen. Have you lost any feeling of your left sitting bone on the ground? Can you make sure both sitting bones are attached? 1 more time, and then forward fold over that leg. Roll yourself up. Again, both fingertips lift, guide up, twist to the left. Same thing, a couple of little breaths, a few little hinges, and it's that same feeling of wanting to keep both hips down. Usually it's the further away hip, the hip you're not facing, that's going to want to lift away from the mat, but we want to keep both planted down. And then forward fold. Roll yourself up. Bring your feet together or take a nice easy pose, whatever feels better. In your body's perfectly fine. Belly button up and in. And like we began class, I just want you to drop your chin and lift your chin. Drop your chin and lift your chin. 1 more time, drop your chin and hold. Take a breath here, belly button in. That feeling of someone fish hooking your belly button. I want you to drop your head a little bit more and round lightly forward. Once you get as low as whatever feels good for you, hands can really be wherever as long as we're not shoving down on our knees. Those again are precious joints. But I want you to straighten out your spine, lift your head and chest. Belly button pulls up and in, broaden the shoulders, take a big inhale. Exhale, bring yourself all the way up. We're gonna do that twice more, a little faster. Chin to chest, hollow the tummy, roll forward, and then extend and lengthen. Push yourself all the way up. Again, chin to chest, bend and roll forward, straighten, push yourself up. That is such a simple little move, and I will admit to you that I do that constantly when I'm sitting down. It just feels really good. We can reverse it as well. So this time, keep your spine long and straight, light hinge forward. You don't have to go far to get some lovely movement in your spine. And then curl, drop your head, roll the spine all the way up. Wave forward, curl, roll all the way up. One more time, wave, roll and curl all the way up. And you might notice you get a little deeper each time you do it, and that is a-okay. Wherever you are, give yourself a great big pat on the back and say thank you for doing something just for you. I certainly hope you enjoyed class today, and I can't wait to see you again.